Now, if we think of ourselves as being not just physical, but having a spiritual or non-physical part, and in being able to imagine that, or at least agree with the concept being possible, we have to start thinking about what happens with that non-physical part when we die. Not so much what does it look like now, but where does it go? We've all been to funerals, and it's a time to reflect about our lives and our existence and our finitude, I guess, to some extent. But when we go to funerals, it seems fairly common. People will say things like, they're in a better place. So I wanted to think a little bit about and have you come with me in a thought process of where is this better place? What are we talking about? Is that just a cliche? I mean, I suppose different religions, different ideologies may think about it differently, but if this place exists, and let's assume it does, what would it look like? How would we interact with it? What would the abilities be of our non-physical bodies? Would it be something worse or better that we deal with now? And is there anything in our experience right now that could help us understand that? You know, when astronauts went out into space and into orbit, and some of them even went to the moon, some atheists and agnostics would quip that they didn't see God. And they didn't, because the places that we're talking about, again, back to the physical, non-physical, we're talking about a non-physical place, so seeing it would be a little difficult with physical eyes, no matter how far you go into the cosmos. So if you can conceptualize that your own self has a non-physical part, where would that end up? We would still see location. We would still see that there is a place, but it would be different. And I think, unlike some of the movies, it doesn't have to be shadowy. It doesn't have to be worse. In fact, I think you can think about it being even better, more freeing. Think about a loved one that has gone through a debilitating illness and their body deteriorates. If this is true, if there is a soul that goes on beyond the grave, would that not be more freeing to them, where their mind could be freed from the shackles of the problems of a physical body that's deteriorating and not being able to use it at the level they used to? So I hope you can think about this. And of course, then there's the other part of that. Even though our bodies are finite and we live in what we see as a finite universe that'll eventually die in just heat death if the scientists are right, this place could also be non-finite. This place would actually kind of have to be eternal, because if we're assuming our selves have an eternal non-physical component, the place that we're at is going to have to be eternal also. And that brings us back to a whole new concept. Let your mind wander that way and think about those things, because the fact that you can think about these things does give some credence to the fact that they might just be true. And even if it's not something you've thought about, or maybe you're dead set against it, let your mind at least wander. Close your eyes. Think about this place. Think about it in a positive sense, where the shackles of bad things in this life are gone and you have an opportunity to do things that you can only imagine right now. And the fact that it never ends. And the things that are important to you now may be able to continue in this place forever.